Let's take a look at the job characteristics model. The way work is structured has a bigger impact on an individual's motivation than might first appear. Job design suggests that the way elements in a job are organized can influence employee effort, and the job characteristics model can serve as a framework to identify opportunities for changes to these elements. Job characteristics model, known as JCM, is a model proposing that any job can be described in terms of five core dimensions: skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback. Skill variety is the degree to which a job requires different activities using specialized skills and talent. Task identity is the degree to which a job requires completion of a whole and identifiable piece of work. Task significance is the degree to which the job affects the lives or work of other people. Autonomy is the degree to which the job provides the worker freedom, independence, and discretion in scheduling their work and determining the procedures for carrying it out. Feedback is the degree to which carrying out work activities generates direct and clear information about your own performance. Evidence supports the relationship between these job characteristics and higher job satisfaction. If employees suffer from over-routinization of their work, one alternative is job rotation. New managers are sometimes rotated through jobs too, to help them get a picture of a whole organization. Job rotation can be applied in any setting where cross-training is feasible, from manufacturing to hospitals. The use of job rotation has been shown to increase job satisfaction and organizational commitment. Job rotation does have drawbacks. Training costs increase for each rotation. Overall, disruptions and loss of productivity can result when members of the work group must adjust to new employees. In job enrichment, high-level responsibilities are added to the job to increase a sense of purpose, direction, meaning, and intrinsic motivation. Sometimes, enrichment is not rigidly controlled by management. Employees, especially those in occupations experiencing high industry growth, have been known to enrich their own jobs and become satisfied as a result. Early reviews suggest that job enrichment can be effective at reducing turnover. Relational job design is constructing jobs so employees see the positive difference they can make for others. One way to make jobs more motivating is to connect employees more closely with the beneficiaries of their work by relating stories from customers who found the company's products or services to be helpful. For example, the medical device manufacturer Medtronic invites people to describe how its products have been improved or even saved their lives and shares those stories with employees during annual meetings. For another example, researchers found that when university fundraisers briefly interacted with the undergraduates who received the scholarship money they raised nearly twice as much money. Relational job design is an especially salient topic for organizations with corporate social responsibility initiatives. As you're probably aware, there are many approaches to motivating people. Another approach to motivation is to consider alternative work arrangements, such as flex time, job sharing, and telecommuting. These are likely to be especially important for a diverse workforce. Flex time is short for flexible work time or flexible work arrangements. Flex time employees must work a specific number of hours per week, but may vary their hours of work within limits. Some flex time programs allow employees to accumulate extra hours and turn them into days off. Flex time has become extremely popular. According to recent surveys, a majority, between 54 and 56% of U.S. organizations, offer some form of flex time and reap the benefits from it as well. 33% of organizations report an increase in participation and 23% indicate an increase in productivity. It appears as if flex time has become an important job design element for many employees. 53% of employees cite flexible arrangements as a very important aspect of their job satisfaction. Flex time's major drawback is that it's not applicable to every job or every worker. Managers and supervisors already have a high degree of autonomy in their jobs, so it's not as effective for them as it is for general employees. It also appears that people who have a strong desire to separate their work and family lives are less apt to use flex time. Flex time is a worthwhile business practice, so these findings suggest additional research is also needed. Job sharing allows two or more individuals to split a traditional full time job. One employee might perform the job from 8 a.m. to noon and the other from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., or the two could work full but alternate days. Only 18% of U.S. organizations offered job sharing in 2014, a 29% decrease since 2008. Reasons it's not more widely adopted include the difficulty of finding compatible partners of job share and the historically negative perceptions of individuals not completely committed to their jobs and employers. However, eliminating job sharing for these reasons might be short sighted. Job sharing allows an organization to draw on the talents of more than one individual for a given job. From employees' perspectives, job sharing can increase motivation and satisfaction if they can work when they wouldn't normally be able to do so. Ideally, employers should consider each employee and job separately, seeking to match the skills, personalities, and needs of the employee with the tasks required for the job. An employer's decision to use job sharing is often based on policy and financial reasons. Telecommuting refers to working at home at least 2 days a week through virtual devices. Telecommuting seems to mesh with the cultural transition to knowledge work, which often can be performed anywhere, and people with more education are more apt to work from home. Not all types of jobs are suited for telecommuting. Face-to-face customer interaction, manufacturing, and other types of frontline work cannot be done off-site. Writers, attorneys, and analysts, and employees who spend most of their time on computers or the telephone, including telemarketers, customer service representatives, reservation agents, and product support specialists, are candidates. As telecommuters, they can access information on their computers as easily as in the company's office. Employee involvement and participation uses employees' input to increase their commitment. If workers are engaged in decisions that increase their autonomy and control over their work lives, they'll become more motivated, more committed to the organization, productive, and more satisfied with their jobs. These benefits don't stop with individuals. When teams are given more control over their work, morale and performance increase as well. To be successful, employee involvement programs should be tailored to local and national norms. A study of 4 countries, including India and the US, confirmed the importance of modifying practices to reflect national culture. While US employees readily accepted employee engagement programs, managers in India who tried to empower their employees were rated low by those employees. These reactions are consistent with India's high power distance culture. Pay is not the only factor driving job satisfaction. However, it does motivate people, and companies often underestimate its importance. Approximately 60% of respondents to an APA survey indicated that they were staying with their current employer because of pay and benefits. Other important factors were enjoyment of one's work and the job fitting well with other areas of an employee's life. Given that pay is so important, will the organization lead, match, or lag the market in pay? How will an individual contributor be recognized? There are many ways to pay employees. The process of initially setting pay levels entails balancing internal equity, the worth of the job to the organization, and external equity, the competitiveness of an organization's pay relative to pay in its industry. Obviously, the best pay system reflects what the job is worth and also stays competitive relative to the labor market. Some organizations prefer to pay above the market, while some lag the market because they can't afford to pay market rates or they're willing to bear the costs of paying below market. Some companies have realized impressive gains in income and profit margins and have done so in part by holding down employee wages. Pay more and you'll get better qualified, more highly motivated employees who will stay with the organization longer. A study covering 126 large organizations found employees who believed they were receiving a competitive pay level experienced higher morale, were more productive, and customers were more satisfied. But pay is often the highest single operating cost for an organization, which means paying too much can make the organization's products or services too expensive. It's a strategic decision an organization must make with clear trade offs. Variable pay programs base a portion of an employee's pay on some measure of performance. The variable portion may be all or part of the paycheck, and it may be paid annually or upon attainment of benchmarks. It can also be either optional for the employee or an accepted condition of employment. Around the world, about 84% of companies offer some form of variable pay. Most organizations use a combination of organization, department, team, and individual level rewards. Unfortunately, not all employees see a strong connection between pay and performance, although it seems that that type of plan matters. The piece rate pay plan compensates production workers with a fixed sum for each unit produced. A peer piece rate plan provides no base salary and pays the employee only for what they produce. A merit-based pay plan for individual performance based on performance appraisals itself. If designed correctly, merit-based plans let individuals perceive a strong relationship between their performance and rewards. An annual bonus is a significant component of total compensation for many jobs. When times are bad, firms can cut bonuses to reduce compensation cost. A profit-sharing plan distributes compensation based on some established formula designed around a company's profitability. Compensation can be direct cash outlays or, particularly for top managers, allocations of stock options. An employee stock ownership plan, ESOP, is a company-established benefit plan in which employees acquire stock, often at below market rate prices. Research on ESOPs indicates they increase employee satisfaction and innovation. Do variable pay programs increase motivation and productivity? Generally, yes, but that doesn't mean everyone is equally motivated by them. Managers should evaluate the effectiveness of each element separately. Like pay, benefits are both a provision and a motivator. In the past, organizations issued a standard package to every employee. Contemporary leaders understand that each employee values benefits differently. A flexible benefit program turns benefit packages into a motivational tool. Consistent with expectancy theory's thesis that organization rewards should be linked to each employee's goals, flexible benefits individualize rewards by allocating each employee to choose. Flexible benefits can accommodate differences in employee needs based on age, status, partner benefits, and a number of age of dependence and other issues. Benefits can be a motivator for a person to go to work and for a person to choose one organization over another. Some organizations that have been moving to flexible benefit plans report increased employee retention, satisfaction, and productivity. Given the motivational appeal of flexible benefits, it may be surprising that their use is not yet global. Recognition programs and other ways of increasing an employee's intrinsic motivation at work. An employee recognition program is a plan to encourage specific behaviors by formally appreciating employee contributions. As companies and government organizations face tighter budgets, non-financial incentives become more attractive. Research suggests that financial incentives may be more motivating in the short term, but in the long term, non-financial incentives work best. However, recent studies indicate that employee recognition programs are associated with self-esteem, self-efficacy, and job satisfaction, and broader outcomes from intrinsic motivation are well documented. An obvious advantage of recognition programs is that they're inexpensive. Praise is free. When applied for jobs which performance factors are relatively objective, such as sales, recognition programs are likely to be perceived by employees as fair. In most jobs, however, performance criteria aren't self-evident, which allows managers to manipulate the system and recognize favorites. Therefore, where formal recognition programs are used, care must be taken to ensure fairness.